Welcome back to Animal Crossing New Horizons. I'm dear darling. Shall we see what's going on our lovely island of Fawnhallow today, where we'll be relaxing as per usual. Had a stream today. It was a bit of a weirder one, mainly because I was busy for like the earlier half, not early half, well, kind of earlier half of the morning. So I didn't start at my usual time, which is my time is like 2 p.m. going on to 5 p.m. Instead, I did like 3:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. or something, which is certainly unusual for me personally. Poisoning, I prefer the edge. But it's probably not that strange. Good evening, everyone. And now in Fawnhallow, it's 7:52 p.m. on Sunday, September 29th, 2024. And I would do it more often if it didn't like end up being a little bit. I don't know, because I'm still trying to find like the perfect sort of streaming timetable for me. And 2 to 5 I think is probably one of the more convenient ones. But you know, again, it's because like if streaming was my full-time job, then it would be so easy just to stream at whatever time would be like, you know, most viewers or something. But it's not. So it's at the weekend, and I'm like, okay, I got to balance it with other things, etc, etc, etc. So it's not exactly the most convenient thing in the world, but of course it's something I do for the love of it rather than this sort of like business mindset which I have apparently right now with it. But yeah, we finished off of I immediately stood up again. Finished off a Fawnhallow, so that was pretty good, and I think it's a pretty good one. How do I rank it in the sort of the gauntlet of all the other ones we have? That's a good question. I don't think it's the best one. I still genuinely think the best one is the April one, but I think that's because it's really my sort of aesthetic. I think it's the mint chocolate chip one is probably second. This one might be third or fourth. The rainbow one and this one's both pretty good. The pool one is probably after that one. It's not too bad, but it's just a bit rushed, isn't it? And the fairy one, I don't know. The fairy one just didn't quite vibe right with me. But not as bad or anything. I actually quite enjoy all of them. But anyway, we did that. So you'll be seeing that in the streams coming up next month. I'm not going to, like, next month's streams are probably going to be a little bit, I think most of the streams towards the latter half, the end of the year, are going to be certainly quite irregular. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do during the Christmas month. The Christmas month might just be an absolute nightmare of when I don't stream. What else has happened? I've graduated to putting my headphones on properly again, because I feel like my ear piercings have healed up enough that I can put the the headphones directly over the top of them all, and it'll be fine, rather than potentially annoying. So that's what I've done. So I'm no longer basically wearing my headphones on half my ears. So the volumes, I can hear things properly again. It still is like, if I push into it, it still can be a bit sore, but I think they're basically not completely healed, but are getting their healing. What else has happened recently? I'm trying to think. Bling Shaz in a couple of days and Star Rail, that's kind of exciting. You know what's not exciting? Shiny Colours, the new Parallel collection. Gacha came out, and for some reason, it is the third out of fourth collection which features an Austramelia character, and me as an Austramelia main, I'm just like, I'm losing my mind. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it's a good thing that I've had so many things saved up, because I guess Austramelia has not had as many limiteds recently, but it's just like, what is going on? This is a third gacha almost in a row, when some teams have not even got any Parallel collection unit yet. Like, I think, like, Illumination Stars hasn't got a single one, right? Or something. I don't think She's has one. And it's just like, why does Austramelia literally have the full set at this point? This is actual insanity. So here I am. I'm doing true ends on my other monitor to make sure I can get a tanker before her banner runs out. But I'll also be doing my Neopets dailies. But this is a kind of grind we're on, the efficiency grind. But yeah, what else to really talk about today? I'm not sure what will be the conversation. You know what can be the conversation? Like, one of the reasons I was Project Sakai also, the 4th anniversary coming up. They made a lot of nice quality of life changes, namely making 5-time stamina live as efficient as 1-time stamina live. And I'm like, yes. no longer playing auto mode for like 20 minutes. Now it's auto mode for like 8 minutes or something. But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. What else is happening? Battleground of the Obelisk is soon. Interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, so what am I talking about? Oh yeah, because this morning, one of the things I did this morning was go to Costco, and we ended up eating lunch at Costco at like they have like a cafeteria canteen sort of thing, which I've actually been to a decent amount when I was younger, but it has been a sort of like a while since I was an adult and gone there and eaten, like maybe a couple of times here and there, of course, nothing particularly outrageous, but it's the sort of thing where it's like, whoa, I kind of like forgot what it was like here. Like, for one, it's insanely cheap in Costco. I didn't realise quite how cheap Costco could be, because I bought a hot dog for Costco for lunch, because normally what you get a pizza slice, or you might get chicken bake or something like that, but this time I was like, I'm gonna get a hot dog. And then I got the hot dog, and I looked at the price, and I looked at the price as I was doing it, and I was like, whoa, the hot dog is £1.50 for a hot dog, a big hot dog, a jumbo hot dog, like a foot long hot dog or something, which is already by itself an insanely good price compared to like other places, like movie theatres that would cost you like £6 probably. So it's like a quarter of a price. Unsurprisingly, Costco is absolutely amazing when it comes to savings for prices. But what was even more incredible, I think, afterwards, was the fact that you get a bottomless drink with it as well, 22 fluid ounces, which I don't even know how much that is in millilitres. 600 millilitres. So that's like a large drink at McDonald's or something in the UK. That's crazy for £1.50. It costs more than McDonald's for a drink alone, and you get a hot dog with it. And I have it, and I had it despite the fact that I don't have fizzy drinks all that often. And I was just like, okay, which one am I going to get? I don't know. I guess I'll get Pepsi Cherry or something. Had it. It was not a fizzy soft drink at all, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, most people would be like, this is terrible. I want my bubbles. I want my fizziness. No, I don't want bubbles. I don't want carbonation in my drinks. It'd be okay, not fantastic, because I'm not a target audience, if all fizzy drinks were just not carbonated ever, because I don't like the carbonation. I don't know, doesn't feel great. So I ended up having a massive hot dog, £1.50, and then just having like a bottomless Pepsi Max Cherry. I didn't even finish one drink, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. I kind of got it for the hot dog, if anything, and I was just sort of like, whoa, this is crazy. Like, obviously, you kind of expect Costco to be like a really, really good deal, but I didn't realise quite how good a deal it was. And it's the sort of thing where like I remember reading at some point that Costco straight up makes a loss on like the foods that they sell within the places. Like rotisserie chickens is net negative for Costco to sell, but they still do it anyway, because like people go there to buy the stuff, right? So it's like absolutely incredible. Like, I almost want to call it a loss leader, but I don't know if that's the right word. Loss leader. A product sold at a loss to attract customers. It is literally called a loss leader. Like, I don't know, hold on, is Costco loss leader? The loss leader strategy. It's like the definitive one. The hot dogs they sell. Oh, it's only the hot dogs which are loss leader. For some reason I thought the rotisserie chicken was the loss leader. Oh no, it's a rotisserie chicken. Here's a complete list. And there's nothing. What's going on? Stamps? Okay. Gasoline? There are no loss leaders at Costco. Everything including chickens and hot dogs makes at least 0.1 cents. That cannot be true. Because the thing that I was thinking about was like, okay, the hot dog itself probably, like, the actual materials probably cost less than £1.50 plus the soft drink. But I'm just like, the things which are probably expensive is like the wages, right? You had to pay because someone has to like assemble it and give it out to people, right? That probably costs like more than £1.50, I'd assume. I don't actually know if that's true. But yeah, I don't know. Is Costco hot dog a loss leader? Is it actually? Who knows? Costco's not a company that purposely has loss leaders. Gone to extraordinary lengths to keep the hot dog and rotisserie chicken costs as low as possible, to the point of constructing its own hot dog production and its own meat plants. Is that really the best way to save money? I don't know, you know, I don't run Costco's business. Sorry about that little bit of a pause. Just reading more about loss leader stuff with Costco. But like, I mean, I was fair to say that like, but they're not loss leaders for no apparent reason. Like, what business would keep something in as a loss leader unless there's a actual not caveat, but benefit to be had from it. And the thing that I, as I understand with Costco, is that they sell these things at loss. Because this is basically what Costco's advertisement is, or like the sort of like hype generation they have around it. People know about the hot dog, people know about rotisserie chicken. That's like a very key part of Costco that serves to be the advertising. Because I'm going to be honest, I'm not sure if I've ever seen a Costco advert before. I mean, Costco in of itself sort of sells itself to as not maybe it sells itself to like retailers. I'm not sure what the exact terminology is, to be perfectly honest, but they sell to like other businesses mainly for like these bulk purchases rather than the individuals. It's more like a benefit for the individual themselves, and it doesn't cost them too much money probably to support it. But yeah, the food court, like rotisserie chicken, medallion, that sort of thing is. And there's something else about rotisserie chicken, I can't remember. It's like they waft its aroma around the store, or is there something? Or is it like it's put at the end so people just pick it up and go or whatever? I can't remember. It's certainly something that people have thought through. Costco reportedly lost 40 million on rotisserie chickens. Oh, I just accidentally hit escape after I clicked on LinkedIn. Which is known as a loss leader, along with other such items as a hot dog. But they're used to attract customers. $40 million doesn't sound right. Because most of our profit comes from membership fees, which is 4.6 billion of a 6.3 billion profit. It's sort of like a benefit thing, if anything. But really, at this point, it's like it's not even as much like known as a benefit as it's known much more for the hype it generates. People know about a hot dog. People know about it. People are excited for it. People are like, yeah, let's give a hot dog, a try. Sort of. I can't imagine there's many people sort of going out of their way being like, let's go like get this hot dog or something, as part of their, I was going to say shtick, it's not really the right word, but people are probably not going to be out here getting a hot dog. Oh, I'm not sitting down. I must sat down. Stood up again. But people are not really out here driving to Costco specifically for the hot dog. I assume maybe they are. In which, sorry, I've got DaVinci Resolve open because I was like, I need to stitch together the two the two cuts. But I just put the wrong video in. I put yesterday's video in instead of today's video. There you go. But yeah, that's okay. I'll let it render, of course, after I finish recording this one. But I don't know. The concept of a loss leader, I suppose, itself is, I suppose, not maybe that fascinating a concept, but it's more of a concept of like how much of a loss leader is acceptable before it's like, oh yeah, we're not gonna do that anymore. Like it's not worth it in the end. Obviously, there must be a lot of calculations to do with the generation of money, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable, etc., etc. Would I know the answers to that? Of course I don't. I don't know what constitutes as something as an acceptable loss and what does not. But I don't know. I guess I just find it intensely interesting in that sense. That it's like in the place of advertising, Costco, not something they're particularly known for. You can just sell a load of rotisserie chickens at a cheaper price, and people would just be like, "Well, that's great." I even talked about this a bit on stream about what I would have as my sort of like rotisserie chicken or hot dog, my sort of loss leader product from Costco to really get people to come if I had like a Dear Darling department store, which I don't. Not yet, at least. I can't remember what I said. I think I said turnip cakes was the first thing I like sat it on, but I don't even know what it would be. It could genuinely be like anything. The world is your oyster at this point, so you know, why restrict yourself to just clams? Honestly, makes no sense as a metaphor. But yeah, the long and short of it is like, I don't know. It could just be anything, and we'll just sort of had to see. But the other thing I thought about was like the fact I was like, oh, you know, red velvet cake is something which I am weirdly associated with, despite the fact I'm just like not that much of a sweet tooth. But there is something I do have a mild sweet tooth for. It's honey. I like the taste of honey, so it would have to be like a honey sweet or something. Kind of honey roasted peanuts. I don't know. Something along those lines, which, you know, would bring people in. I don't know what it would be, but feels like there should be something, some sort of thread to put on there, which has a bit of weight behind it. Again, I don't know what that weight is, nor do I know how the balance of a scale should be, but yeah, I don't know. I guess it'd probably be more accurate for me to have a lost leader in something which was not a food item that I sold. Just be like, you can get like little teddy bears or something. Like, I have like a mini Builder Bears workshop thing. The thing is, I don't think you could make that a very efficient lost leader, because it undoubtedly cost a lot of money to create a teddy bear every single time, right? There's no way a teddy bear's costs could be kept that low enough that people would be like, oh yeah, I'll just pick up a teddy bear or something. The thing is, people don't want to pick up mini teddy bears, right? I guess what I would do is I'd make it like a collectible sort of thing, be like, oh, got to collect all the Dear Darling teddy bears or something like that. You got to assemble the whole set, and then there'll be like a seasonal one which comes out like every new month, like a badge collection or something. And that generates hype around it, because people are like, oh, what's a new badge going to be? Oh man, did you see what people are rumoured? Oh man, blah, 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 blah. I heard it's going to be like a cross collaboration with like Marvel or something, and people will be like, whoa, crazy. That's what I would do. How to run a capitalist business 101. Obviously not, but, or at least obviously not like this. I'm not the person to be asking for it, but it's just kind of amusing to think about. But yeah, I don't know, lost leaders. Fascinating. I wonder what most famous lost leaders are. If it's a thing. Famous lost leader. Because I think at IKEA, meatballs are a lost leader as well. Costco pizza. Walmart pallet of $30 microwaves. To establish in your mind that Walmart sells affordable microwaves. I had no idea that was a thing. It's sort of like an anchoring thing, is it? Fascinating. World of like subliminal marketing of your own mind is a fascinating and equal parts terrifying place. But yeah, where am I going with this? I don't know if I'm going anywhere with this, to be honest. This conversation's just like, that's kind of it, but still. Excuse me. I just found it interesting to think about, you know? How much stuff can you sell at a loss until it no longer becomes economically viable? Who knows? Someone knows, not me. That's what you have people crunching the numbers for, to find out. I really do like the idea of like this Dear Darling like lost lead of like, I don't know, some mini plushies that people collect, like sort of like Beanie Babies, I guess. Being like, oh, you keep these and you can, as a real investment, which is a thing that people genuinely did think back in the day. You might think that's crazy, but at the same time, there's a lot of people who have bought into NFTs and things like that, which is, you know, an interesting sort of consequence of the concept of hype marketing. Be careful that you yourself do not fall victim or prey to it. Yeah, I guess that's kind of the rest of the conversation. I didn't really have a next part of it. That's just kind of it. So, on that note, if you have been watching, thank you very much. It's been Animal Crossing New Horizons. I've been Dear Darling. Likes, comments, subscription, shares, greatly appreciated. Socials, Discord down below. Hope to see each other again, but for now, it's our farewell. So, until next time, bye-bye for now. Don't get me.